Welcome to another episode of I Can't Make This Up, the show about bringing people together from different backgrounds through true stories. I'm your host, AJ Dunk, spelled all caps. You can find me at www.ajdunk.com. When they're taking the time out of their day to be on an episode of I Can't Make This Up, how can I not consider them to be special? So, guest, if you would, please introduce yourself.
Well, hello, AJ. What a real treat and honor. I am Amanda Giobbi. I have two of them that hang on either walls. It's 1,000 paper cranes, and he made them for me. And there's you get to make a wish after you make 1,000 paper cranes, and he gave me his wish after he made them. Isn't that very sweet?
This is Amanda Giobbi, the artist, the personality, just the person right here. So much love. I'm in Jersey City. Where are you checking in from?
I'm in Crown Heights in Brooklyn, where I live. I've been here for 8 years, and I just am like this. I joke with my roommates because we've all been together the same amount of time that I'm like, if somebody like gets married and would like to be caregivers, like we do it here and we do it together.
For those that are here for the first time, those that are here for the 200th time, those that don't know why they're here, I'm going to tell you. I bring on guests to share true stories that have happened in their life that they cannot make up. So now, I have Amanda here, and she is going to share a story that has happened in her life. While Amanda's telling this story, in the comments, go ahead. Just have at it. Go ahead. Type until your phone says, I don't recognize you. Keep going. Keep going. But if you have a question specific for the story, there's a button down there that looks just like this. I want you to press that button. If you want to say, so, Amanda, did you buy your friend Band-Aids after creating 1,000 cranes? Then you press that button down there, you fill out your question, and then we'll get it in once the story's done. Do you pinky promise that this story is true?
I really do. I pinky promise that it's true.
All right. Will you please share this story?
Okay. I'm so excited to share it with you because I know that you don't know it. And you for sure don't. By the way, if you see me do this, I was bald 90 days ago, and I keep doing this because I think it's so funny to be like, I'm sorry, let me tuck my hair behind my ears. Oh, yeah. Okay, this is my story, AJ. The story starts about 14 years ago. Actually grew up in Washington, D.C., and I went to school for psychology and social work, and I was there for about 10 years after school. I worked at a community center doing social work, and we had interns that would come in. There was one gentleman that worked there who was an intern, and his name was Kevin, and he and I were very, very good friends. One day he came back home to like his home, which was the center that I worked at, and he was like, hey, I met your future best friend. And I was like, oh, wow, very cool. He gave me her phone number, and we started texting back and forth. And I stored her in my phone as my future best friend because I was like, oh, that's cute. She will be my future best friend. And I would like text her, hey, my future best friend. Like we must have texted back and forth for maybe like 6 months or a year. But a cute little thing about me is I also have a couple of autoimmune disorders. And so in that period of time, I had also been hospitalized for a while. And I think, you know, when you're like just revving something up with somebody and you get something else happens and you're just like, well, we lost them. She wasn't in my regular rotation that I didn't think to text my future best friend again. But we'll fast forward a while. And we'll say it's about 8 years ago when I'm moving to New York. A friend called me on my birthday, and I was like, oh, I haven't told you yet, but I'm going to move to New York. This person was like, what date are you moving? And I said, I'm moving October 5th, 2012. And they were like, wonderful. I have a friend who I know is looking for a roommate. Let me see what date they need a roommate by. You're not going to believe this. Their roommate is leaving October 1st. And I think that you'd be a good match with this house.
I think I know where it's going too.
I come up for like my onboarding at my new social work job, and I go to like interview at this new apartment. I got a smartphone because I was like, I'm moving to New York. I'll need like maps. I'll need maps. So I was like, okay, I'll get a smartphone. They have maps. On the date that I go to interview with my new apartment building or my new apartment, I go to the email. I'd been emailing back and forth with the roommates that were there, asking them like a bunch of different questions. And in the email, one of the roommates had her number there. And I was like a big fan of like opening it and pressing the number. And then it's like, you want to call? And I'll go like, yeah, I do. I love that. I opened up and I press call. And across my screen, it says, your future best friend. And when I say I lost my mind, I mean I lost my mind. All she hears is just me screaming, you're my future best friend. You're my future best. So she comes down to like greet me. And I am like, can you even believe this? And she is, if you can believe, not as shook as I am. She's just like, yeah, this is wild. Sure, yeah, this is wild. And I'm like, this is nuts. Instead of it being an interview, I like arrogantly am like, so I live here. Because this could not be anything other than destiny. I like live here now. Okay. Yeah, well, let us like talk it over and stuff. She called our initial friend, Kevin, who was our mutual friend that said we would be future best friends. Am I allowed to curse on here?
Shit.
Okay, great. Okay. She called him and she was like, hey, so I met like Amanda. Okay, she's coming. Is she like that all the time? And my friend Kevin was like, yes, you'll get used to it and don't fuck this up. And I have lived here every day since October 5th, 2012. And I have been quarantined with Kirsten, who is actually my present day best friend since then. And isn't that wild?
Yo. Like, I saw it coming. And
right?
even though I saw it coming, I was still like, oh, shit.
So nuts.
Direct quote, you get used to it.
Yes, and that's Kirsten on there too. She is, and truly, she is my present day best friend.
I have some questions.
I'm ready. AJ, what is even more wild is now that we're like together as current best friends, we have more things like that happen to us as like two people together. We have one story about how we picked up a painting from a dumpster one time and it hung in our, we like took it out with us clubbing, and it's a naked woman, and it like hung in our friend's apartment for many, many years. And then as a gift, they gave it back because they were like, it should live with you. And then years later, we had a party and I was on the fire escape, just inviting people, being like, hey, I see you down there, come on up. Somebody came up. As they were like leaving the party, they looked at the wall, took the painting off the wall, turned it around, and they were like, that's my signature. I painted this. Where did you get it?
Remind me again, how did Kevin meet both of you? Like, it was on separate occasions, but
that's my oversight. Kirsten at the time worked at Busboys and Poets with Kevin and lived where I was working. So he happened to like separately know the two of us.
Kevin's the glue.
Kevin is the glue, and we love him.
This just, shit, I can't even get my words together. Like, this is the title. I can't make this up.
Yeah, the story of how I cut her bangs and they were like here to here it would be for another day. But it was an accident. Come on in, Kier. This is my current best friend, Kirsten, okay? And she can attest, are you my current best friend? Yeah, right? I mean, this is not a bit. And I didn't make up anything, right?
No, I confirm everything.
Yeah. Here's the picture of what her hair looked like before I cut it. Okay, that's the bangs. Again, this is weeks into me moving in. Now, show them what I did on a hard, stressful day. Oh, no! You can't make that up either!
It is funny, too, because RK said her expression in the photo says it all. Yes, it went from no eyes to eyes wide open.
Right. I could see the future. I was like, she ruined my face.
Yep. She actually said she wanted a haircut the other day, and I asked her if she wanted me to help.
No, I don't.
She said no.
I don't.
Here's what I'm convinced, AJ, if I can share. I'm convinced that one day we'll meet the woman who posed for this painting. So that's the painting that we found in the trash.
This is exactly what I was looking for when I was this is exactly. What did you have Amanda saved in your phone as? Just Amanda?
Because I don't think I have her saved at all.
I hope she's saved in your phone now.
Oh, ice.
I'm saved as ice now. I'm an in case of emergency gal now.
Would you please let the people know how you would like to be remembered?
I love that question, AJ. I never want to be known as rich. I only want to be known as generous. Think of me as somebody who is generous. I would be doing my job right. AJ, I think that you are so special. And I think that you are so unique. Every room that you walk into, there is a positive presence that comes with it. And you have something about you that like brings people together and makes people feel welcome and at home. There is nobody like you, and I just can't believe that I get to know somebody that's like you. So I just want to say thank you for being who you are and having shows like this and just continuing to live your life the way that you do, because it is inspiring and it makes me model ways that I behave, and I'm very grateful.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you. If you believe the story, I need you to write all caps in the comments. Hit me with it, all caps. If you don't believe this story, say they met today. Today, we learned that the wildest things can become true. If we believe it, and if that person is really sincere about it and you want it to happen, it can happen. My name is AJ Dunk, spelled all caps. You can find me at www.ajdunk.com. From there, you have my Facebook, my Instagram, my Twitter. It's all located at ajdunk.com. So go over there, hop on, enjoy, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that you know this friend, okay? Again, if you're looking for me, his name is AJ Dunk, and it's spelled all caps. Don't forget, laughter's always in style, and let them know, Ma.